Review: 5 weeks into our Heartbreak Island adventure, I think I've finally identified its fundamental problem. The creators are trying to cram 2 reality formulas into a single show. On the one hand, it's a dating show, like The Bachelor or Married at First Sight. We watch dating shows because we're interested in seeing how our fellow apes interact, especially when social catalysts like alcohol are introduced. On the other hand, it's a game show, like Ninja Warrior, like Fear Factor, or even like the much milder Simon Barnett-hosted X-Venture Family Challenge. Yes, there was a survivor-like political element to the show in earlier episodes, but ultimately if you and your partner did okay in Heartbreak Island's challenges, you'd be okay, full stop. That's especially true now the contestants can no longer ditch and switch at elimination. We tend to watch game shows because we want to see who wins. Game-based reality shows and relationship-based reality shows are very different formulas, and we enjoy them for different reasons. Perhaps that's why, ironically for a show ostensibly about getting young people to couple up, communicate and work together, Heartbreak Island's producers appear to have been unable to get the show's 2 parts to cooperate. Hosts Matilda Rice and Mark Dye play lip service to the idea that the challenges are tied in some way to the couple's relationship. And sure, there is usually an element of teamwork and communication required. But those elements are often less important than just being really strong, or good at eating gross stuff. Matilda and Mark have been hinting for weeks now that a strong relationship, and one involving love, is going to be key to actually winning, but I'm pretty skeptical that it's going to be more important than a good sense of balance or the ability to do 50 chin-ups. Heartbreak Island's disparate elements are represented by the 2 couples left in the game at the end of Tuesday night's episode. Harry and Georgia appear to be in a genuine romantic relationship, an outcome you'd expect from a dating show. On the other hand, we've got Joshua and Ruby. Despite a few cheeky pashes in the bath, when in Rome I guess, they are adamantly not a couple. On Tuesday night Joshua maintained he loved Ruby, just not like that. They've paired up because they don't actively hate each other and do well in the challenges together. On Tuesday night, Joshua and Ruby remained in the game at the expense of Liam and Viting, despite the latter couple's burgeoning romance. The thing was, that burgeoning romance didn't actually make them any better than Joshua and Ruby at swinging a wrecking ball at a wall of tiles with hearts painted on them. Of course, before that fateful challenge we had some more Fiji tourism promo clips, with the couples each boating off to various islands for dates. The dates provided the opportunity for some ruminations on the world of online dating that weren't prompted by the producers at all. No way. The big revelation, delivered by Harry and Ruby, was that they'd met people on Heartbreak Island who were nothing like what their online dating profile suggested. Mind blown. It felt like Heartbreak Island was trying to deliver a moral lesson. It felt weird. Before we could contemplate that for much longer, we moved on to the Wrecking Ball Challenge, which Harry and Georgia absolutely dominated, a reflection of their aim and coordination, surely, rather than the depth of their relationship. Liam and Viting were unable to shatter a single tile with the wrecking ball, which ultimately led to their elimination. At the ceremony, Joshua and Ruby kept talking about how hard they'd worked to get to the final, which I guess is true if you consider lounging around at a Fiji resort getting drunk for a few weeks' hard work. Anyway, they're in the final. So are Harry and Georgia. It feels a bit like the 2 sides of Heartbreak Island, the dating show and the game show, are competing for its tone-deaf, toxic soul. If Harry and Georgia win, the show can claim its challenges really did manage to find the strongest relationship. If Joshua and Ruby win, the whole romantic element has essentially been rendered pointless. But while Heartbreak Island might be 2 shows, only one of them is even remotely interesting. I wrote last week that I was starting to like Heartbreak Island because it seemed to have remembered it was about relationships. This week I felt like the pendulum had swung back to game show. It was all about who was going to win the challenges, and that appeared to have very little to do with the competitors' personal connections. If you took the game show elements out of Heartbreak Island, what would you have left? Basically, you'd have Love Island. Perhaps it's not so surprising, then, that the Australian version of Love Island has proved more popular with viewers here. If the number of on-demand streams is anything to go by, then Heartbreak Island. Stuff promoted, stories recommended by